Hey, let's catch up. I hope you've been enjoying the content lately. I've been quietly working on some bigger projects, more long-term stuff, including a book and a feature film. But don't get too excited yet because it'll be a while. This is not an announcement of any sort, it's just a little update. I've been spending most of my time lately, well, raising kids for the most part. It's very hectic. All you parents out there know exactly what I'm talking about. But the kids are awesome and they're lucky to have an amazing mother. My oldest daughter is 5 now, and the youngest is almost 1. So that's been my main thing. But as far as content goes, I'll tell you about the regular stuff first, all the web content, and then the big stuff. So first, Angry Video Game Nerd. Still making them, nothing's changed. Just shot a new one recently and have tons more planned. Most of them are probably going to come out toward the end of the year, similar to what last year was like. The reason why is because it's been a bit easier lately to do everything in batches. So first we try out a bunch of games, then write a bunch of scripts, shoot a bunch of them in a row, because that way all the lights and camera and everything's all set up, and then editing a bunch of them in a row. So all that helps to cut down on some of the production time. I've also had a lot more help than usual with the people at Screenwave, especially with editing, because even though I'm fast at editing, I now have to take any shortcut I can get, or else you're only going to see 2 or 3 a year, and that's not going to happen. So I still edit some like Earthbound and Polybius because I was more personally attached to those ones. But anyway, all of us here have been pitching in with our goal to get these videos done in the most efficient way while still keeping the quality up. Now, obviously, I haven't been able to do movie reviews as often, especially since the new kid was born, but I have a lot of help now. I still have to watch the movies and appear in the reviews, but I'm not writing scripts for these ones. Instead, they're off the cuff and casual. So I hope you like the new format that we have going on. And yes, we are planning something for Monster Madness. You know what's bullshit? I want to see more of these just as much as you. We have a bunch planned. They just need to be written, recorded, and edited. So don't hold your breath, but they are coming eventually. Now let me talk about the more long-term projects. First of all, the book has been the main focus of my efforts lately. It's an autobiography about my life, how I got started making movies, and all the challenges I faced. It's about the good times, the bad times, everything. I think the information in it will be valuable, especially to anyone pursuing the arts. If you liked Cinemassacre 200 and The Dragon in My Dreams, this is for you. You want to see something crazy? I started writing it about 16 or 17 years ago. So this is my old floppy disk collection with all my old scripts and writings and stuff. And this right here is the oldest draft that I still have. Of course, it's been a work in progress. Since then, I've worked on it occasionally from time to time. And obviously, lots more stuff has happened, such as The Nerd, the movie, and fatherhood. And that's all in the latest draft. I've been working hard on the book these past 6 months whenever I'm not working on web videos, and I've made a lot of progress. And keep in mind, I have no idea when this is coming out. I've never published a book before, but I have several options in front of me. I just need to figure out how I'm doing it. But the writing part is under control. Now let's talk about the feature film. As I've said before, I've been planning to make an atmospheric horror film, probably after the book is done. I'd say the script is 75% done, but I'm always rewriting, so it could possibly go back to 50%. Who knows? I don't want to spoil anything. It's way too early to really talk about because it keeps changing. But I can tell you, if you're familiar with my tastes and style, you might kind of have an idea what it'll be like. The theme of nostalgia will most certainly come in somewhere in some way. You might notice elements of my older work like Cinemaphobia, Blue Hole, and even Board James. So I'm excited to see this thing take shape. I have a vision where I can see the movie in my head, and I can't wait till the day comes when we can all see it for real. I get a lot of questions from fans if I'm going to do more of this or more of that. So I might as well put a section in here of what I'm not working on, as disappointing as that may be. First of all, Board James. I get asked all the time if I have plans to continue Board James. Unfortunately, no, although I'm happy you asked because that probably means you liked it, and I'm glad you liked it because it was one of my favorite projects I've ever done. But the reason I'm not continuing is because, first of all, I don't have time, And second, I'm satisfied with the way it ended. As I said in the video titled Board James Mythology Explained, I said this was the end. That's how the story wraps up. The Nightmare episode was the grand finale. It took several months to make. So if I were to continue, I'd have to find a way to top that with an even more constricted schedule, and that's impossible. And that doesn't mean I'll never bring it back, because anything could happen. I once thought Dream Phone was the last episode, and it was for the time being. I'm not out of ideas. I've actually thought about doing a prequel series, which would be very different, focusing on his past life as a criminal before he was reincarnated as Board James. But for now, I just want to do my horror film. I also get asked a lot if I'm going to do a sequel to the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Again, no, because that movie took many years of my life, and that was before I had kids. Well, technically, my first one was born while we were getting into the post-production phase, which included editing, pickup shots, and digital effects. But the point is, I wouldn't be able to do something that big right now, because if you've seen all the crazy stuff we did in the movie, how could I follow that? There's no way I could top it. The Nerd movie was a multi-genre Cinemassacre sampler platter. Now I just want to do a horror film. That's more important to me right now than, trying to follow with a sequel and actually continue a plot and, work within those restrictions. I want to do something different. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is like my mid-year report for you. I hope you're on board for the long-term projects that I have coming up, and in the meantime, enjoy the content.